Right, welcome. Today, I'm going to discuss with you guys exactly how I lost 15 pounds of fat while gaining 10 pounds of lean muscle by harnessing my anxiety and using that in my daily diet. So, in this video, I could basically walk you through how I went from fat and frustrated to jacked and confident. Right? You can see here on the left, that motherfucker is fat and frustrated. Look at me. Does he look confident to you? Absolutely not. Okay, he was not confident, not jacked. He was a fat lump on a log. He, aka me, the old me, was obsessed. I was always obsessed with the scale weight. I always wanted to add mass, add mass, add mass. But as you can tell from this picture, I look way bigger on the right. And on the right, I was 25 pounds lighter. Okay, I was 25 pounds lighter and I looked way more jacked. So it's not just about the scale weight, right? That was always my biggest thing. Add mass, add mass. Look how that worked out, bro. So this wasn't me just figuring out some reverse diet that got me here, right? This was me actually understanding what I needed to do mentally to get myself to be okay with putting down the drink that was in my hand. To get myself okay with completely changing the habits that I had. Right, so I'm sure you guys are sick of all these guys with the new diet, new method, new way of getting abs. I'm not here to do that. Every single thing that I have learned, you guys could probably go on the internet right now and find. But the problem is, I didn't understand how to apply those things to my life. And I didn't understand how to overcome problems when I got stuck. So I'm going to walk you guys through how I harness my anxiety from seeing myself be overweight and not being able to stay consistent, and harness that anxiety into my daily diet. So back then, when I was this guy, I knew what I needed to do. But at the time, I didn't realize that my anxiety rose up in me when I didn't take action on the things I knew I needed to do. Okay, my anxiety was way worse when I knew what to do and didn't do it anyways. And my anxiety was not as bad when I did not know the amount of calories I needed to eat to lose fat. So it's very hard to get anxiety when you don't even know the amount of calories you need to eat to lose fat. You just kind of feel discouraged and stuck. But when you know exactly what you need to be eating, but you actively make choices against the man that you want to become, that's what breeds the anxiety. When you make choices against the man you want to become, that is what breeds the anxiety. So the version of me on the right, as you can see, is completely ridden of anxiety. I have no more anxiety, okay? But if I just made a few decisions like this guy would, I can feel it start to build back up inside of me again. So I'm going to walk you guys through exactly how you can navigate around this myth that you can't lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. By the end of this video, you guys will know exactly how to not only gain muscle while losing fat, but how to become the man who can make the right choices towards those goals. So I want to speak about what I was like before I implemented this method and then after I implemented this method. You could see in these pictures the difference in the two men. They're not the same person. Yes, they're both me, but no, they're not the same person. So before I implemented this method, I was chubby, I hated myself, and I had no confidence. But I didn't just hate myself in like a victim mindset way, but I hated the choices that I was making on a daily basis. But I didn't know how to make the right choices. I almost knew what to do. I knew I could go on YouTube and find the information I was seeking, but I didn't know, for example, like when I wanted to wake up early, how do I make the decision to do that? So instead of following in the footsteps of what I had already been doing every single day, I needed to figure out how I can implement the tactics to become the man I knew I needed to be. Yes, the information's there, but how do I implement it in my personal life? So that was a big bottleneck for me. And another bottleneck was I hated the way that I looked. And I didn't just hate the way that I looked physically, which I did, but it wasn't just the way I looked physically. It was also the way I looked when I looked in the mirror and saw the person inside. I hated myself on every single level there is. I was disgusted with myself. Every time I looked in the mirror, I felt guilt and disgust. Okay, I walked throughout my day with the emotion of immense shame weighing on my shoulders. And what I mean by that is, there wasn't a single day that I woke up and I felt proud, or a single day that I went to bed and I felt proud of myself. I always felt like I was doing something wrong. I always felt immense shame. I was always embarrassed of myself. I really had no confidence. People perceived me to be a certain way, but I knew who I was inside when I looked in that mirror, and they weren't matching up. Okay, I was able to put on this act in front of people, like I was this more proud and happier guy. But deep down, I was miserable. I hated the way I felt, the way I looked. It was terrible. I had no discipline. I wasn't doing anything to help myself. I had no routine. I had horrible habits. I mean, I was doing horrible shit. And I had a horrific mindset. My mindset was terrible. I attacked myself daily. On the other hand, after I implemented this method, I built a lean and jacked physique that I was proud of. I began to love taking my shirt off. Women actually started to show me attention. It showed in my dating life. It showed at my job. It showed in my confidence. I improved my image, starting presenting myself better. I became unrecognizable. And this was all a spiraling result of my newfound confidence that I built. Look at the difference between the guys on the left in these pictures and the guys on the right. I became unrecognizable, not just physically, but mentally. People I hadn't seen in a long time, not only did they be like, whoa, you look different, but when they started talking to me, they're like, who the fuck is this guy? People love the guy I became because I just became a better person. My confidence reached all-time highs. Nothing could stop me. And the same way for years that my life would spiral downwards, it started to spiral upwards even harder. I began to walk through my life proud, to be in my own skin, feeling like the man everywhere I went. I began to actually love myself. So much so that I actually began to love being alone. In the past, my anxiety was way worse when I was alone, because I was there with my thoughts and my thoughts never served me because my mindset was fucked. But after I implemented this method, I actually began to love being alone and appreciate it because I appreciated and respected and loved myself. And all of this led to me garnering respect from others just by walking in the room. I didn't even have to open my mouth. Once they saw my build and my stature, they immediately gave me respect because you can't have a demanding physical presence that you didn't work hard to build. So I was speaking volumes about my character without even opening my mouth. And people automatically were giving me respect. And that just 10x'd my confidence even more. Building a physique like mine takes hard work and discipline. You can't fake it. Yes, you could do steroids, whatever. But even that, it's not going to get you the result if you don't put some work in. And deep down, people know that. And that's why they respected me. That's why they respected the way I looked. And then with all this confidence I built, when I opened my mouth and I was able to speak intellectually from everything I've learned, they respected me even more. So who's this for? Who's this for? Okay? If you're looking to shred body fat while simultaneously getting lean and a ripped physique, this is for you. If you are tired of feeling like you know exactly what to eat, but you seemingly can't make the right decision when it counts for you, this is for you. If you're tired of having low energy and you want to have the energy levels of a healthy 18-year-old again, with the body of a jacked masculine stud, this is for you. If you're looking for a sustainable, healthy lifestyle that you never need a vacation from, this is for you. And what do I mean about never needing a vacation from it? What I mean by that is that a sustainable, healthy lifestyle, right? I'm talking about if you go on vacation and you can't continue the habits that you do in your day-to-day life, then that's not a sustainable lifestyle. And you're missing the key fundamentals that are going to get you to your goals. If every time you want to take a vacation with your family or go on vacation with your girlfriend, that means that you're going to lose all your progress, that's not sustainable, bro. That's not sustainable. So you need to understand how you can implement your macros with your day-to-day life so that when life gets in the way, it just adds more to your plate. But it doesn't completely destroy the progress that you are making towards your goals. Okay? So that being said, if you're sick of pretending to be someone that you're not, and you want to develop true, pure happiness and confidence, this is for you. Right? Stop pretending to be somebody. If you want to really, genuinely feel like the man, this is for you. If you're aiming to build unbreakable confidence that demands respect and destroy your vices with ease, this is for you. Now, who's this not for? If you don't believe that you're meant for more in this life, and you're not willing to become the best version of you, then this isn't for you. But if you're good with life just being okay and not absolutely amazing, this is not for you. If you're going to be a know-it-all and you're too prideful to learn, this is not for you. If you're okay with being controlled by your vices, this isn't for you. And if you're not willing to put in some effort to become a better version of yourself, then this is not for you. This is not a quick fix. This is not a snap my fingers and sprinkle some magic on you and you're fucking jacked and lean. No. This is going to take work. So if you're not willing to just put some effort in, this is definitely not for you. And if you want to continue your bad habits and destroy your confidence with all your vices and all the bad things that you do on a day-to-day basis, this is definitely not for you, bro. Now, here's the truth about the myth of losing fat while gaining lean muscle. You can absolutely do both simultaneously. However, most men aren't able to lose fat while gaining lean muscle because of the following. They don't know how to leverage their job, yes, even your desk job, lifestyle, and errands to burn fat, okay? You need to be able to leverage your day-to-day to work with you towards your goals. And people don't understand that, and that's why they fail when they try and do this. You also need to know the following. You need to know how to use calories, fats, carbs, and proteins, aka macros, to your advantage. Okay? And you need to know how to sustain your routine so that you don't fall off. But don't worry, Not gonna let that happen to you. So there's no such thing as not being able to get lean and jacked while shredding fat. You absolutely can. Okay? And also, you do have the time if it's important to you. So many people tell me, I don't have the time, it's not the right time. No, no, no. Yes, it is, bro. There is no right time. The right time is now. Your health is not waiting for the right time. Okay? This is a long game. And if you don't get a hold of this now, it's going to deteriorate you mentally, spiritually, and physically. You have the time. And there's no such thing as the right time. Okay? The right time is now. In fact, you're late, bro. You are late. Now, if you want to be that person, I'll show you exactly how to eat your favorite foods while losing fat and gaining lean muscle. You can absolutely do this. I do this. Also, I will show you how I got rocket arms. You see that? While not training like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the gym 7 days a week. Okay? It's very attainable and easy. I'll also show you how to become the best version of yourself, elevate your confidence to an all-time high, and garner respect, and develop a bulletproof mindset. I will also show you how to live a sustainable, healthy lifestyle and have insane amounts of energy without being in the gym 7 days a week and running like Usain Bolt. Okay, you don't need to be in the gym 7 days a week to get jacked and to get in great shape. Also, you don't need to be in the gym 7 days a week to look like this. So, and in case you don't know me, here's a little bit of a brief backstory about how I got here, guys. I was a late bloomer growing up. I was always super skinny, super small. I never wanted to work out. I always had this like vendetta against the gym. But the reason I had the vendetta against the gym is because I was so embarrassed to start and fail and like mess up in the gym that I was always just like, oh, what do we need the gym for? Like I just hated on the gym just because I was scared to start. Like this was me here. Skinny as hell, like a little dork, right? And I had a lot of insecurities. And I never really wanted to go to the gym until one day. I'll never forget this, bro. I was in like 14 or 15, and I was in the back of this kid's car with my boy. We were all going on a blunt ride. We were smoking a blunt. And we were 1 year away from, like 1 or 2 years away from college. And I looked like this. And my boy grabbed my bicep with his fucking 2 fingers. And he's like, bro, you hate on the gym, but you're going to go to college looking like this? Dude, that made me so insecure that eventually I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I need to get in the gym. And that's, my insecurities led me into the gym. And so a year before my dad died, he was like a trainer at one point, and he was in good shape. I called him and I told him like, yo, you gotta teach me how to work out. And he's like, yes, he was so for it. And yeah, a year before he died, he signed up to a gym with me and he taught me how to work out. And I put some size on fast. Like, bro, I got jacked pretty fast. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I started getting addicted to the progress that I made. And in high school, I got so big so fast that people were actually accusing me of being on steroids. And even my mom, bro, my mom was like questioning me about if I was on steroids. I was like, no, like I just followed the plan that my dad gave me. And then like you can see here, this is what I started to look like this, like in a matter of months. Like it was drastic. And so people thought I was on steroids, but I ended up, going through the rest of my high school years kind of looking like this. And then, boom, my dad died. My dad died. And it sent me spiraling out of control. I was addicted to drugs. I was smoking weed every day, drinking like 5 days a week, messing with like Xanax and LSD, and I was just fucking off it, bro. Off it. I was smoking weed before school, at lunch break, at nighttime, in my parents' house. They knew it. They fucking hated me. It was a whole big shit show. And I was addicted on top of that. Then I got addicted to vaping, like the Juul. And in high school, I ended up, like, my last year, known as, like, the bad kid, right? People knew me as, like, okay, parents didn't want their friends hanging out, their kids hanging out with me. And, I had no drive. I had no motivation. I had no passion. I had a death wish. I was always fucking angry. I was always angry. And, man, I was in a really bad spot, like a really bad place. But, I drifted my way through the rest of high school. And then I went to college. I went to NYIT. And I didn't even know what major I wanted because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I picked interdisciplinary studies, which was like a combination of business, advertising. I don't even fucking know what I went to school for. Anyways, I went to college. I hated it. I came out and I still didn't know what I wanted to do when I left college. So my stepmom offered me a job where she was working at a mortgage bank. So I could go in there and learn sales. I literally didn't even know what a mortgage was. I still didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. I had this degree. I couldn't tell you one thing I learned in college. And so I took the sales role. I made basically no money. And I was sitting at a desk for the first time in my life, and I got pretty chunky. You could see here, like, I got in pretty bad shape. And, I went through this, and I was just lost for a couple of years. And then, boom. I had to have a knee surgery. In fact, I had to have two. So I got the two surgeries, bro, and I got even fatter. And my mindset got even worse. And eventually, while I was going through rehab of all this shit, my mindset was shit. I was still doing drugs. I was going through, rehab for my knee, and I was fat, and I just felt terrible. And one day, I was getting my ass kicked in physical therapy, and I was like, you know what? I'm going all in. Like, I'm putting all my chips on the table. This sucks so much. I need to change. I finally had enough motivation and, like, drive to change my life. And I didn't just get back in shape. I took my fitness and my mindset and my health to a whole nother level. I got lean as fuck. I went all in, bro. It was all up from here. The second I just made the decision, like, nah, something's got to change here. I'm going all in. My whole life was just an upward spiral to this point. Like this, I got in this condition, like, from here to there. That was a big deal, bro. Like, look at the difference. But, once I got here, I was like, I got to go even harder. I moved out of my parents' house with my girlfriend at the time. And then, I started an Amazon FBA business where I was running for a while. And, dude, like, I was living on my own. I started a business that I scaled up to having a team and a warehouse. And it was I blew it up, man. And I was just investing into mentorships with my Amazon business. I paid, like, almost 10 grand for a mentorship for that. And then I got a mentorship for crypto. And I was killing it at my job doing insurance. And, like, shit was just going up and up and up and up and up. And I got to a certain point where, like, I was rocking and rolling, bro. Like, and then I was like, oh, I'm tracking my macros now. Bro, I started tracking my food, and I started dialing in my fitness to a whole nother level. And it made me into an animal. Look at this beast that I became when I dialed it all the way up. Running 2 businesses now and looking like this. So basically I was living in New York, and I'm like, I'm tired of this. Like, it sucks here. I want to go to Florida where the G's are at, live in the heat. And I went all in, bro, and I moved to Florida. I had to leave my girl behind. She wasn't ready. And I moved to Florida, and I broke my lease with my landlord, and like ran out of there. I had to restructure my deal at my job, and like I just made it all happen, packed my shit up, and left. And it did so much for my mental, man. It made me a G. And then I started coaching, and here we are, bro. And I love my life. Like, dude, I'm not financially where I want to be yet because I have absolute massive aspirations. But if you take finance out of the equation, bro, I love my life. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day and chase my dreams. I'm fulfilled. I'm working towards my goals every single day. And I couldn't be happier, bro. Literally. So I like to call this the optimized human method. And it's my blueprint that I built through the past 10 years of my own failures and successes. And I included only the methods that worked. And I extracted the ones that didn't. I've failed so many times, and everything that I know doesn't work through trial and error, I just threw that shit in the trash. This presentation only includes the good stuff that actually works. And I decided to break it all down for you guys for free. Because I wish I had this when I started, bro. This is literally everything you need in however long this presentation is going to be. It's jam-packed. So these are examples of like, dude, this works. Like, look, this is one of my clients. Energy levels and mental clarity hit an all-time high for him. You could read through this and see. One of my other clients, down 10 pounds in 12 days just by following this. Like, this stuff will change your life if you follow it and execute it. So in the following steps, I'll outline the entire process, A to Z, of what I did to accomplish these results so that you can too, and use my optimized human method to channel your anxiety to lose 15 pounds of fat while gaining lean muscle and destroy your vices with ease. Increase confidence, increase energy levels, and stay consistent. So again, it's called the optimized human method. And this 5-step guide will completely optimize your entire life and give you a proven blueprint to fast track you to your goals and build a healthy lifestyle. Again, it's called the optimized human method. And this 5-step guide will completely optimize your life and give you a proven blueprint to fast track you to your goals and build a healthy lifestyle that you don't need a vacation from. So the way it works is, step 1, you have to do a life audit, right? You have to figure out where you want to go in your life and be very self-critical to figure out where you are now. And the next steps are dropping all your vices. Remove all the negative cues in your life. And I'll go over what this means as we go through. Your fitness and nutrition. A tailored nutrition plan to your life and your goals, and a training routine to fast track you to your goals. I made one for myself. You guys can make one for yourself. Okay? Building an unstoppable mindset. Getting early morning wins and having daily non-negotiables. This is what I did. And accountability and sustainability. So fine-tuning everything and creating systems to hold ourselves accountable and make our lifestyle sustainable. I did all these things, and I'm going to break these all down for you now. So let me show you how to optimize each stage to get lean and jacked, channel your anxiety into action, and build confidence to create a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. First things first, life audit. So the first thing we need to do is a life audit. Now for this part, it's going to be challenging because you need to be very self-critical and very vulnerable and honest with yourself. Okay, you don't have to tell anyone this. Just do this on your own and be honest with yourself now. Figure out where you currently stand. Okay, if you're inconsistent, write that down. If you're fat, write that down. If your mindset is fucked up, be honest with yourself and write that down. Figure out where you stand. And once you figure out exactly where you are in your life, as specifically as you can, then you need to figure out where you want to go in the next 1, 3, and 5 years in your personal, professional, and financial life. So you need to be very specific here. You can see this little exercise here. And the way it works is you need to think about this. Take time on this. Don't rush this. Really take your time and figure out in your personal life, where do I want to be in the next year? That could be, better relationship with my girlfriend, down 10 pounds of fat, whatever you want to do in your personal life, you write that out for 1, 3, and 5 years. And then professional, that could be, start a business, scale business to 100,000 in a year, move up in my job, invest in the stocks, right? And then you're going to do your financial. And here is where you're going to put buy a supercar, buy a house, stuff like this. But when you're doing this, you need to be very specific. Like if you say buy a house, okay, where? Florida, okay. How much do you want is the house going to cost? $1 million. Okay. Well, how much down payment do you need to put down? Probably 20%. Okay, what's 20% of $1 million? 200,000. Okay. Well, how much do you have to save per month to get to 200,000? And then figure is that a 1, a 3, or a 5-year goal? Or what job do you need to get, or how much more do you have to make to get enough of the down payment? Like, be really specific here. Don't hold back. Now, once you have this all worked out, then I want you to figure out what are your skills, what's your experience, and what's your interest. Skills could be literally anything. I'm a great communicator. I'm a great listener. I speak Spanish. I'm really good at drawing. I could jump really high. Dude, it could be anything. Any weird skill or quirks you have, write them down here, and do not be stingy. Fill it out as complete as you can. And then your experience, like this could be in life, or it could be with your past, jobs, like any jobs that you've worked. What type of jobs have you worked? What experience in life do you have? Like, really take your time with this stuff. Then your interests. What interests you? For me, it was things like rap music, working out, football, like whatever your interests are. Again, write them all down here. Don't hold back. And now, lastly, what is your purpose? What would you do on this earth if money didn't exist? What is your purpose? You need to really hold in on this one. Really take your time. What is your purpose, bro? If you were think about it. If you were here on planet Earth, money didn't exist, what would you do? What would light you up? What would you do? What is your purpose? Now, dropping all your vices. All right, well, you need to drop all your vices, bro. They're holding you back, and the longer you have these vices, you're going to keep taking backwards steps, and it's going to take you even longer to get towards your goals. So if you're serious about achievement, you have to drop the vices. One could be, for example, snoozing the alarm, right? If you're waking up in the morning and you're snoozing the alarm, you are wasting precious moments that you could be becoming a better individual. And snoozing that alarm, you're starting your day with a mental loss. You don't realize that it's affecting you, but you're starting your day mentally defeated. Okay? That alarm beat you. That clock beat you. Something that I have inner worked in my head to not snooze the alarm, because when you wake up in the morning, especially when you're up at 4 in the morning like me, you're going to have the thoughts of, I should stay in bed, I didn't sleep well. Like, these thoughts are going to roll in your head. Now, the way I combat them is, I learned this in church from a pastor, and he said, not all thoughts are your thoughts. Okay, God wants you to live out your purpose and become the best version of yourself. That's why you exist. But the Satan, when he attacks you, when he wants to get at you, he gets at you by putting thoughts in your head. Because if your thoughts control your reality, that's what he does. So when you wake up in the morning and you say, fuck, I need to go back to sleep, understand that Satan and God wants you up. So just by not snoozing that alarm, not only do you start the day with the win, but you're walking the rest of your day with God, and you're putting Satan on his ass. That's how I think of it every morning, and that's why I get up with a vengeance. So I start my day, boom, alarm's on, I'm up. Then weed, alcohol, drugs, vaping. I was a degenerate, guys. I was a degenerate, and each one of these vices held me back. The alcohol, I would socialize, party with friends, black out, make a fool of myself, and my anxiety would go 100x every Sunday. It was the same repetitive cycle, and it's not cool, bro. You're never going to get to your goals boozing like an idiot. Look at this dumbass. Look at this shit. I was so stupid. Okay, weed, too. I was getting high so much that it actually eventually ended up making my anxiety even worse. Okay, this doesn't serve you. This is a waste of your time. And this vaping, bro, they're making these things for like 5 cents in China. You think this stuff's good for you? This shit is poison and it's killing you. These are all a business, right? These people that make this stuff do it for business. They don't care about your health, bro. So you need to care about your health and stop doing this stuff because it's slowing you down from getting to your goals. Okay, things like doom scrolling. Stop spending so much time on these apps, scrolling nonsense. Instead, use that time to build yourself. Okay, set time limits on your apps. This will limit the amount of time you can spend on apps. You could also turn your phone to grayscale. In your settings, it makes your phone black and white. This will make it a lot less appealing to be on your phone. Right? So do these things. Stop scrolling and wasting your time. And stop jerking off, bro. That's just the devil too. Stop jerking off, man. It doesn't serve you. You're wasting energy to pixels, bro. You look like a loser. Okay? It messes with your sex drive. It messes with the way that you look at the world. It wastes your time. It's disgusting. When you're done, you know damn well you feel shameful. It's embarrassing, and you have to stop. And another thing is all this processed foods. The fast food and all these joints here, like, you know, all this candy, and just stop. Candy's for babies. Just stop. This stuff is literally sprayed down with chemicals to preserve it. Okay? This is not meant to be consumed by human beings. This is why cancer is so high in the world. This stuff is fucking up your energy levels, your mood, and your mental clarity. Cut all this stuff out, and you're ready for the next step. Fitness and nutrition. Now, you need to understand your macros and how they align with your fitness goals. All right? If you don't know your macros, then it's almost nearly impossible for you to get in good shape. Literally impossible, trust me. I had a mediocre physique for a long time until I understood this. So, understand what your calories need to be, right? And a simple, I'll give you this. If you're cutting, right, take your body weight in pounds, times it by 10. That is the amount of calories that you should be eating. If you're bulking, take your body weight in pounds, times it by 20. That is the amount of calories you should be eating. Okay? And when you're eating, no matter what you're doing, a cut or a bulk, you need to stay within these foods here. Okay? Make sure everything is organic, whole foods if you want to have insane energy levels and you want all this stuff to go to your muscle. Okay? Stay consistent with these foods here. Now, how much protein do you need? This is pivotal. So protein, not only does it help you burn fat, but it helps you build muscle. It also makes you feel fuller for longer. If you don't have an adequate amount of protein, you will never put on muscle. No matter whether you're cutting or whether you're bulking, you need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 160 pounds, you need 160 grams of protein, whether you're cutting or whether you're bulking. So do these things. Understand your macros. Have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And focus on organic whole foods so that the food you're getting is clean and powerful and fuels your energy. And another thing is you need to track your macros. I know you heard it a million times, but if you're not tracking, you slack. I bring my food scale everywhere I go. Now, you don't have to go that extreme, but you at the very least need to be logging your food so that you understand how many calories you're putting in your mouth. And eventually, once you learn this and you get this down pat, you can not have to weigh it as much anymore. But you have to learn it. There's no way around this. You're definitely either overeating or undereating. Unless you're tracking, you'll never know. So the longer you're not tracking, you're literally wasting your time, bro. And you gotta stay hydrated. Like, you should be drinking so much water that you're pissing all day. Okay, this fuels your energy. It helps with your digestion. You need it. So the amount of water is take your body weight in pounds and divide it by 2. And that's how many ounces roughly of water that you should be drinking every single day. Understand all this, do all this, and watch the shape you start to get into. You also should be training weights in the gym 3 to 5 times per week. And I mean like weight train, right? Like lift heavy weights, focus on your form, and focus on compound lifts. So lifts that hit multiple muscle groups like bench press, like squat, like bent over row. These lifts hit multiple muscle groups, and that will help you get size a lot faster. Other than like for example, like a cable, like a chest fly, that's not a compound lift. That's an isolation movement for your chest. Focus on things that hit multiple muscle groups. All right, focus on your form. If you mess up your form and get injured, it's going to linger for the rest of your life, and you'll never get to your goals. So make sure your form is slow, controlled, and focused. Do the compound lifts. Train for strength. Train hard. Train either high volume or high weight. But train for strength, progressive overload, meaning what you should be doing is basically training for strength means you should be increasing the weight each week. Right? So like let's say you do 135 pounds on the bench press for 10 reps. You keep doing that until eventually you get like 12 reps. And once you get 12 reps, you add on weight and you keep going up. Right? You just keep adding and adding and adding more weight. Now, if you really want to maximize muscle growth, train each muscle group twice per week. Minimum twice per week. Because the more you hit that muscle group, the more it grows. And sleep 7-8 hours per night. Not only is this going to help you with recovery and mental clarity, but it's going to boost your test, bro. You need good sleep to boost your testosterone. So do these things and start getting in crazy shape. Yeah, you see it. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Yeah, you want to look like this? Do these. Now we got to build an unstoppable mindset. So to build the unstoppable mindset, what I did was I began with early morning wins. What I did every morning was make my bed, hydrate, journal, breath work, reading, and stretching. Now, if you go on my Instagram, you could see I posted this. You could see the whole routine. I filmed the whole thing. But every morning, I hydrate with these here below. I never miss. These are non-negotiables for me. Making my bed. Your environment will dictate what's going on up here. If you have a clean environment, it's a lot easier to think clearly. Hydration. We all wake up very dehydrated. You need to hydrate your body and your mind. Journaling. Journaling allows me to put my thoughts to paper first thing in the morning, just one page. It gives me mental clarity. It allows me to get my thoughts out first thing in the AM so I could focus. Okay? Boost my creativity. Now, breath work. 3 rounds of 10 deep breaths each morning. Reduces stress and pumps oxygen into the brain, similar to a workout. Then reading. I read 20 minutes every morning. Mind you, I can only do this stuff because I get up at 4 in the morning. If you didn't get up early, you can't do all that. And either way, you only start small. But reading. I read 20 minutes a morning because it stimulates my mind. I learn something new, and it gets me thinking. It gets my mind primed for the day. And then stretching. I want my body loose and ready for the day. So, Atomic Habits is one of the best books I read of how to learn how to do all this stuff. Amazing book. And these are things that I did that were non-negotiables. Now, what these things did for my mindset is I'm starting the day with not just a win by doing the things I'm supposed to do, but I have a clean environment, I'm hydrated, My thoughts are clear. My body is relaxed. It is primed. My mind is primed. And I'm ready to crush the day. Now, no matter what happens the rest of the day, look at all these wins I've already gotten for the day. I mean, it's insane. I can't lose, bro. Now, another thing. That's why I don't negotiate. Pick one of these things and start today. And don't negotiate. Don't ever miss. And watch how your mind starts to get stronger. Also, a bedtime routine. Okay, I set alarms for bedtime. I know a lot of people set alarms for the morning, but I also set alarms for bedtime. So I want to try and be in bed by 8:39. So I set my alarm for 8:30. And when that alarm goes off, I get my ass in bed. I don't negotiate. Because if I know if I do that, I'm going to get my 7-8 hours guaranteed. Okay, another thing I do is lay out my clothes the night before the gym. Because I wake up early, right? And I'm on the move. If I lay my clothes out the night before, I am making it way easier for me to get my shit done and get to the gym. I'm making the habit of going to the gym way easier because my stuff's already laid out for me. I don't have to think about it. So do these things and don't negotiate, bro. Do not negotiate. Just do them. Now, accountability and sustainability. So, in order to stay accountable and build a sustainable lifestyle, you have to track all your leading indicators. And what do I mean by leading indicators? Things that you know if you do every day, you'll get a step closer to your goals. For everybody, that's going to be different. But for me, the things I track looks like this. So I set my wake up time the night before, right? And then I set my to-dos for the morning. I set my top 5 needle movers for the day. So 5 things that I know if I do these tomorrow, it's going to get me closer to my goals, as well as the morning routine that I'm not going to miss. I write these things out every night, okay? So a leading indicator for me is, work on my business for an hour. Go to the gym. Things like this. Hydrate in the morning. Call this person for my business, right? Like, things that I know if I do these, it's going to lead me to success. Like in the morning, like hydrate, stretch, journal. I make a list of leading indicators, things that I know if I do, I will end up being successful as long as I do them. And then there's certain things that I will literally put in my Google Calendar. I plan out every single hour of my day. Bruce Lee once said, if you love life, don't waste time. Because time is what life is made of. So if you want to maximize your life, maximize your time. And how do you do that? You put it in your calendar. And when you put it in your calendar, there's a lot less chance of you doom scrolling and doing bullshit. So you can see in my calendar, I literally plan when I'm going to read a book, when I'm going to go to the gym, when I'm going to shower, when I'm going to work, when I'm going to post a reel, when I'm going to eat. I plan everything in my calendar so that I'm squeezing the most out of each day, and I know I won't miss. These 2 things are why I never miss. I do what I'm supposed to do every day, and that's why I keep getting in better physical, mental, and spiritual condition, and I keep getting closer to my goals. So also, leave positive cues everywhere. What the hell do I mean by this? A positive cue is making your goals and the things you're supposed to do a lot easier. Similar to what I talked about before. Laying your clothes out the night before if you want to go to the gym. If you want to eat healthier, put the healthy food in the front of the fridge, put the bad food in the back. Right? It's simple things. Like, if you want to get up early, one thing I do is I set my alarm on my phone, and I put my phone across the room so that when the alarm goes off in the morning, I literally have to get out of the bed. Right? Make your life easier to do the things you need to do. And another thing I started doing, you don't have to take it this extreme, but tell others about your good habits that you want to start. I post online what I'm going to do, and it holds me accountable, bro. I don't want to look like a coward, so I know if I just say it, now I got to do it. I'm a man of my word, and not only does this hold me accountable, but it builds confidence. So you could even find like a friend of yours and just have an accountability partner. Tell them, hey, I'm going to start doing this, and I'm going to text you every day once it's done. And do that. And when you don't text him, let him be on your ass and be like, bro, you quit already? It's important for you to have a set accountability structure for yourself so that you don't fail. If you do this and leave positive cues and tell others about your habits, bro, it's going to be very challenging for you to fail. So this method helped me find a new meaning to my life. I found purpose. I discovered the best version of myself. I finally felt fulfilled. I was no longer lost. I mean, look at me in these pictures, bro. I was like 16, high off pills. Here, fucking hungover, just got jumped on the train for running my stupid mouth. And here, perked out. Look at me, I was a disaster, bro. And look at me here. Looking fly, jacked. Just looking healthy, looking good. Alright, this method literally took me from these guys over all these years and made me him. Right? Now that you understand how this process works, I have an offer for you. If you don't know how to eat as it pertains to your goals, if you struggle with confidence, if you're tired of not having the physique that you want, and you're ready to look amazing with your shirt off, ready to build an unstoppable mindset and an unbreakable confidence, and you're ready to become an optimized version of yourself, and you're ready to lose 15 pounds of fat while gaining lean muscle and overcome your mental vices in 180 days or less, I will work with you and help you achieve this. And if you don't achieve this in 180 days or less, I will work with you for free until you do. Okay? If you're ready for all these things, okay, it's time to get to work. So if you're ready to lose 15 pounds of fat while gaining lean muscle and overcome your mental vices, go in the link in description and book a call, and you and I are going to make you into an unstoppable monster, and your whole life's going to change, bro. I'm so excited for your journey, and I'm so excited for you to accomplish this, and I can't wait to hear from you, bro. Peace.